And here come the Mountaineers. You're watching the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game on Big 12 now on ESPN+. An absolutely gorgeous day in Morgantown. A treat to behold and a chance for this West Virginia football team to show the fans and the coaching staff what they have got. A final test, an apex to all the work that they've put in the spring. Something to show for, something to work for, and it all culminates into this afternoon's contest, a more traditional look. Hi everybody, welcome in. Andrew Creedy joined alongside by Dale the Wolfman Wolfley, and there's so many facets to this particular game as we are into the Neal Brown tenure. What stands out to you the most?
Well, what's going on is, there's going to be opportunities right now. A lot of opportunities for this team, and who's going to step up, who's going to make it happen, and who's going to go into the season next fall and make it go and work, man.
If you had to pick three things, what stands out to me, Graham Harrell, obviously the new offensive coordinator. There's a new look to the secondary as well, and obviously the offensive line expected to be a strength for this year as well with all the experience but youth that they're bringing back.
Yeah, the first thing you want to do, this is an exhibition game, so you want to come out of it being healthy free as best as you can. You probably won't see many tackling going on for that reason. Number two, Graham Harrell. What quarterback here is going to take charge with the offensive line, step up and get it done? And of course, number three is on the secondary. They're young. How are they going to play in front of this live crowd, in front of national TV? You want to see they're fast, they're good, and of course, middle linebacker Lee Koba. Everybody's waiting for it. How about you?
So as much as a tradition as the spring game is, it's also got to be a quarterback battle, as is tradition. So here's the group that they've got right now. Garrett Green with the most experience coming back for West Virginia. Coos Grouter, obviously a lot of expectation thrown onto him, and Nico Marchiol, probably the future quarterback number one as we move on through. The Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year really needs no introduction. But between these three, what do you got, Wolf?
Well, right now I think Garrett Green, being the older guy, redshirt sophomore, one varsity club letter, he's probably got a little bit better idea of the grasp of the offense. Nico is that guy that everybody's looking like, how good can you be? And I think he can be really good. And then, of course, Will Crowder, Goose. I'm telling you, he's got some real abilities, and he's up. He's a little bit down. But, he had that offense last year. Now he's got a new offense here. So give the kid some time, and he's going to battle. Three good quarterbacks, three great opportunities.
An exciting preview for this West Virginia football team. It's the 2022 Golden Blue Spring Game. Amanda Mazey's on the sideline. She'll catch up with head coach Neal Brown when we come back from Milan Puskar Stadium. You're watching the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game on Big 12 now on ESPN+. He could not ask for a better situation for the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game. A third member of our broadcast crew is Amanda Mazey, and she's got head coach Neal Brown on the sideline.
Sure do. Thanks a lot, Andrew. First of all, Coach, you said this is a final exam for these 15 spring practices. So what exactly are you looking for today?
I just want to see the guys compete and who can execute under the pressure of the fans being in the stadium. It's a beautiful day. We want to have fun here too, and so we've got them divided up. We've got different head coaches, and so it's going to be a fun day here.
I know that you told me earlier in the week that you're really going to be keying in on the secondary today. Not a lot of experience, so I know that's going to be one spot you're really going to be watching.
Yeah, absolutely. Defensively, the secondary, we really want to test them and see how they react with fans in the stands for the first time. A lot of talent there. We can run, just inexperience. And then on the offensive side, it's the quarterbacks. How can they perform? Can they execute the calls? Can they be accurate with the football, take care of the football with fans here?
How about this weather and the fans?
Well, it's an exciting day and really a special event, raising money for Children's Hospital. Children from the hospital being able to come on the field for the first time in 2 years. Great weather, big fans. Hopefully we'll put on our show. We'll do our part.
All right, good stuff. Thank you. Professor Brown, we'll check in with him after the first quarter and see how he thinks his guys are doing, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Here's a look at the rules for the traditional spring game. Traditional four-quarter game. Clock will be running until the final 3 minutes of each half. And Coach Brown will also add some addable situations. He'll run something back if he didn't like what he saw, and turnovers obviously stops play, Wolf.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at this, you're just trying to get a general picture of where your team is at. Right now, at this moment, at the end of your spring ball. This is the 15th practice. Here to go. I said it before, this is the final exam, so good luck, boys. They say in NASCAR, gentlemen, start your engines. Well, boys, it's time to start your engines and get ready for the spring game.
Parker Grotehouse just went one-on-one with Davis Mallinger, who is back to return that kick. So, we said traditional, but that's kind of outside of the purview there. It is a warm day in Morgantown, pretty much the opposite that we've had to work with throughout the entirety of the spring. The coaching staff saying that they've probably spent more time inside than they have outside. You go back to Thursday, it was 45 degrees and raining, so you couldn't ask for a better situation.
Well, they say it's almost heaven, right, Andrew? So obviously coming out today for the spring game, shining on the Mountaineers.
It'll be the Gold offense getting ready for the Blue defense to start things out as we are underway from Morgantown. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's Will Crowder to start things out for West Virginia. Little play action toss outside of the flats, outside of the numbers, and caught for a nice gain. That's enough for a first down, and it's Reese Smith with the grab, the redshirt sophomore from
Hey, look at this coverage
Kentucky.
on the flat. Check it out. Will Crowder moving the pocket right off the bat. Hey, here's a little bit of Graham Harrell's offense right off the bat for you.
Graham Harrell, his first year at West Virginia, spent the prior 3 years at USC, bringing his air raid philosophy to Morgantown, saying that it's simple enough for the offense to not have to change or think too much, but for the defense, one look can present 10 different options. Crowder again takes the snap, throws downfield. Coming back for it is Preston Fox, who makes the grab. The Morgantown kid down to about the 11-yard line.
Check this out. Watch the ball. Hey, play action pass. Will Crowder going 2 for 2 right off the bat. Preston Fox, they say all he does is catch the ball.
Beating Naeem Muhammad on the coverage that time. And the deal with Preston Fox, he can catch anything that you throw his way, but can he get open enough to present those opportunities?
Yeah, this Morgantown native, redshirt sophomore, he's ready to roll.
So 1st and 10 for the Gold. They'll mark him down at about the 13-yard line. Crowder takes the snap. End around give. Smith again. Inside the 10-yard line and knocked out of bounds. So Will Crowder is 2 for 2. That's a 50-yard gain, by the way, on that big pickup through the air. Crowder, the red shirt freshman from Gardendale, is looking great. And the offense starts quickly again. Here's a give. This is Lynjay Dixon to the outside. Dixon going to reach over the pylon. He is in for a score, and the Gold rushing out to a lead in minimal time.
What a run. You know what, he's saying Lynjay Dixon, he's got the moves, he's got the speed, he's got the jukes, but guess what? He can also do some trucking, and that's trucking over defenders for the touchdown. That's a nice job by the redshirt senior on a Clemson transfer. Wow, great start for the Gold.
5'10", 188 pounds, fifth-year senior from Butler, and Danny King is on for the uncontested extra point as the Gold team has started out 6 and make it 7. Lynjay Dixon, the 7-yard touchdown off that 50-yard gain. We'll step aside. Gold Blue Spring Game is on ESPN+.
Welcome back to the annual Gold Blue Spring Game. Gold up already 7-0. This game is about football, but it's about so much more. Joining me now from WVU Medicine Children's is Jeff Hostetler and Steve Anteline. And first of all, Jeff, you guys have raised almost $800,000 through the years with this event. How special is it for the kids who get to come on the field before the game and just all the money raised?
Well, it actually started back with my father-in-law, Coach Nealon, and his wife, Mac. They started this spring game thing and doing things with the Children's Hospital. It's awful special. To have our kids be able to come out onto the field, Coach Brown is amazing, but to see the smiles on their faces when they're going through such tough times, it's pretty awesome.
And there are a lot of great things going on at WVU Medicine Children's.
A lot of great things, and you just look over there and you see that big old building. It's going to be an amazing building. It's going to be staffed with some of the greatest doctors in the country. It's going to be a facility that we're all going to be awful proud of.
All right, the other co-chair, Steve Anteline. Steve, first of all, you guys had a stuffed animal drive before the game. Just talk about how special it is, what these fans bring to this game.
Yeah, thank you. It's incredibly special because the fans get to interact with the kids, make a difference, and it means so much to the children to see the players, and it gives them inspiration and hope, and they get excited about it. So
how nice is this partnership? You have the football field, the stadium right next to the hospital.
It's been a great partnership, and Neil Brown and his staff have embraced it. Very big part of it, and it helps the players so much to go see the kids And the kids, of course, get a lot out of it, too, as they're trying to get better. So.
Absolutely. Steve and Jeff, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for what you guys are doing for WVU Medicine Children's. A lot of great stuff going on over there just on the other side of the stadium, Andrew.
Thank you very much, Amanda. And back to the action. Garrett Green is out there as he completes that pass to Bryce Ford-Wheaton. We'll also hear from Chief Operating Officer of WVU Medicine Children's, Amy Bush, a little later on during halftime. So, Wolf, how about that first frame for the Gold offense? Will Crowder, 4 plays, 75 yards, turns into a score.
Pretty impressive. 2 impressive throws, 2 impressive catches, and nice start, man. It's what you want to see. Who's going to perform under pressure?
So Garrett Green is out there right now for West Virginia. Both West Virginias. Pretty redundant to say at this point, but he's in the white uniform, so he'll take the snap. He'll try a long ball down the far sideline. That pass is going to be caught by Caden Prather. 6'4" sophomore. High ceiling for this kid. He shows it.
Watch him drop it in the bucket. Hey, you want to know what Graham Harrell's offense is? Is this 2 deep balls in the first, 8 plays?
Yeah.
Offensively. So, again, you're getting a good look at what Graham Harrell wants to do. Run the ball, throw the ball, and then take your shots.
Beating Andrew Wilson Lamp, the redshirt freshman, on the coverage that time. That goes for 34 yards. Blue offense up to the 43. 1st and 10. Tony Mathis in the backfield at the right hip of Green. And snap comes back to Garrett. Good protection. And a little over Bryce Ford-Wheaton that time.
Yeah, a little high there for Garrett with that out to Bryce Ford-Wheaton. But I'll tell you, Bryce Ford-Wheaton's really coming on. He's got 3 varsity letters. He's looking good. He had a really good spring. And, he just looks so intimidating when he's not in the uniform, and even more so when he is.
So the challenge for Garrett has been operating at a cleaner level than he has been. The game has slowed down for him, according to head coach Neil Brown. And that has brought about a confidence to his approach as he faces 2nd and 10. Now trips out to the left, and the handoff this time to Mathis, past the 35, and mark him around down the 30.
Again, you can see that they're not tackling right now because obviously keeping Tony Mathis, Magic Mathis, I should say, healthy is key. So again, I like the calls. I like the fact they're going full go until you get to the point of contact. No tackling.
So Davis Mallinger coming up for the ostensible stop. 3rd down and 4 to go. So 3rd down situation here for Garrett Green, the redshirt sophomore. And it's on to Mathis again. Stopped a little bit short. That'll bring up 4th down near the 25-yard line. That was Jordan Jefferson, the redshirt junior.
Big JJ, he's having a great spring, really coming on. He's going to be definitely counted on in the fall, coming up and being one of those top guy performers on the D-line. They call him the greedy gang, Andrew, because they're greedy to make tackles in the backfield.
And the variety for Jordan Jefferson, he can play basically any position inside. The coordinator, Jordan Leslie, thrilled to have that variety. 4th and 1 now. Green, the give. And Mathis will try and push ahead. Looks like he'll get enough as we can take a deeper dive into the running back core. Wolf, I think it's more depth than last year. Obviously, all the focus on Letty Brown, what he was able to do. But outside of Letty, there really wasn't very much a different story this year.
And Tony Mathis has stepped up. Justin Johnson stepped up a bit. You saw him in the bowl game. And Jalen Anderson. And, of course, you just saw Lynn J. Dixon score the touchdown there. So, again, it's a 4-way battle. They're all going to contribute, in my opinion.
1st and 10 here for the Blue. From the 25, Green going to time one. Back pylon just a little bit in front of Caden Prather, who already made a catch. You like the look there. You like the one-on-one matchup. Just couldn't put it there.
Well, you like that matchup because he's been good this spring. He's going up for that 50-50 ball, which means anyone has the opportunity, but who wants it more? Well, Caden Prather's had a good spring and wanting it more for the 50-50. Not that time. Ball was out of reach.
Andrew Wilson Lamp on the coverage that time. 2nd down and 10 from the 25-yard line. Isn't a variety here to see for Garrett Green. I like the protection so far, also offered by the offensive line. I really hadn't had a chance to call their number quite yet.
You just cursed them right there. You know what? You talk about that.
Offense number 50, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Brandon Yates, 6'4", redshirt junior from Middletown, Delaware.
Yeah, no, the Brandons had a kind of an injury-prone spring, kind of an injury-prone winter as well. You know, so Jaquay Hubbard has been pressing him a little bit at the right tackle. Now, he moved to right tackle from left tackle this spring. So, again, he's going through some new things, but he'll be there at the end.
Yeah, 4 of 5 for the most part sorted outside of that battle. So first penalty of the game will make it 2nd and 15 for the Blue. And we got another whistle.
Delay of game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
No, now this is what you're seeing with young quarterbacks getting a hold of a new offense. Obviously, to me, it looks like they're still clicking pretty good, but you're going to get those kinks right there. This is what spring is all about. Work those kinks out.
Part of the limited 15 practices, playing in front of a crowd. Green again on 2nd and long, and to go for it again. This is a jump ball that's going to be picked off in the end zone. Aubrey Burks, the sophomore, was waiting for that one. And our first turnover of the game.
Yeah, Aubrey Burks, nice play right there. He threw it into double coverage. Aubrey's playing, it was man free. He's playing over the top, doing what he's supposed to be doing. This is a sophomore, and this guy is really going to be special. The coaches like him. Look at the second look here. Ball is up. You can see Garrett Green going for it. I would say that's probably not the best of throws there. Again, double coverage, and Aubrey Burks, so go ahead. Who's making plays in front of the crowd, in front of the TV? Aubrey Burks is.
Yeah. Who's looking for Sam James was Garrett Green, and that was the thing that you're trying to eliminate from Garrett Green's game, is sometimes you just have to chalk up that you're not going to be able to make progress. It was 2nd and long, but that's the thing you're trying to get rid of from Garrett Green's game. So that's 5 points. Turnover is worth that amount, which will give Gold the 12-0 lead. And here we go. Nico Marchiol, the freshman from Chandler, Arizona, will step in 8 in white for the Gold offense. 1st and 10 from his own 20 after the pick. And Nico going to keep it here on the first frame. He'll get hit around the 30-yard line. Get about 10.
Showing his legs. You know what? You got this is a draw play. It's called. He's up. You know, this is great. Get a young guy like him using his legs, get him into the game. First time he's playing in front of a Mountaineer crowd. I like the call, man. I really do. Good job. Get him going. Let's see if he gets his rhythm rolling.
Jairo Favris on the tackle, and the challenge for Nico, obviously, the kid is still a high school senior, so the game is so fast. But what stands out to me for Nico is that he's got a great awareness for the people around him, and he looked pretty smooth in making that operation. Here we go. First toss of the game. Preston Fox just a little bit ahead of him, and Fox almost had another huge grab, a recipient of a 50-yarder from Will Crowder on the last look.
Yeah, look at him, got good protection, but he takes the shot. It was obviously a missed coverage, blown coverage there, just a little bit ahead of him. Again, Nico, first time out. He got up. Hey, as you said, he should be taking his girl to the prom right now. Instead, he's out here going ahead in front of Mountaineer Nation. I love it. Go ahead, keep it going, man, because this kid's going to be special.
So Preston Fox, 5'10", redshirt sophomore from Morgantown High School, has been able to get open here. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Marchiol from the 30. Gonna give it to Lynn J. Dixon this time. And the interior able to get to him. 3 surrounding him. Hershey McLaren will get the stop. The redshirt sophomore from Friendship, Mississippi.
Yeah, Jones County, their junior college. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking for him. He had 5 interceptions last year. He plays big. He was MVP his senior year in high school for football, basketball. He's quite the athlete back there. Once the game slows down for him here at this level, he's going to be just fine.
3rd and 11 now. Went for a loss of 1. 5:10 to go, first quarter. Snap comes back to Marchiol. And Nico getting chased. Going to keep it and limit the damage, as he'll pick up maybe just 1. Ja'Cory Hammett on the pressure that time. Redshirt freshman from Miami. Previously at Northwestern, whose cousin is Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah, you know, at Miami Northwestern, Robert Pickett alumni there. We remember Robert, 1988 team captain that played for the national championship team. Very close with Ja'Cory Hammond and his family. I think he really influenced him to come here, be a Mountaineer. So I know that's some great tides down there in South Florida.
So Gold up 12-0. They'll be on to punt it away. Sam James is back to return for the Blue. All right, so obviously a lot of new names, a lot of ins and outs, the transfer portal changing the dynamic of college football in a big way. So earlier this spring, this is what head coach Neil Brown had to say about it. I'm not against the portal, but there have to be boundaries. Not saying anything new that hasn't been said before. As college athletics stands, they have free agency 365, 24/7 now, and that's different from any other enterprise. So that's what it is, free agency. Need some time frames around free agency, kind of have to have some regulations. So he's got what he has in front of him. So what does that mean?
It means you got to have windows, and that the NFL has free agency windows, and college football needs it as well.
Colton McGee was on that punt, by the way. And McGee going 37 yards with that one. Goose Crowder's back out and will sling one a little bit in front of Caden Prather.
A little bit in front, a little bit of the timing being off there. Again, is I like overall the basic coverage or protection that I've seen from both sides of the offense is pretty good so far.
So moving on through this moving clock, quarter number one. 3:50 to go. At the 7-yard touchdown for Lynn J. Dixon. Make it 7-0, and then an interception thrown by Garrett Green to make it 12. Worth 5 points. 2nd and 10 for Goose Crowder. Finds his man, Ford Wheaton, just shy of the 40-yard line.
I like that play there for Goose again. It is 5-yard out, short. Bryce Ford Wheaton, you never know what he can do catching the ball and then yards after catch. The yak, man. That's what Bryce Ford Wheaton is really good at, and what I see from him this spring excelling at.
Will Crowder is already 4 for 5, has thrown for over 70 yards up to this point, now facing a 3rd and 4. Yeah, twins to each side. And Johnson in the backfield with him. Crowder gonna adjust here. On the run, finds his man near the sticks, caught by Prather.
There you go, Caden Prather. Protection broke down a little bit. He had to move. You see Caden Prather going ahead. Yep, checking his receivers. There you go. That's good. That's patience. And keeping his eyes downfield while he's running. I like that. That's very, very good signs out of a young quarterback.
So Marcus Floyd was there on the coverage. So far, so good for Will Crowder, and that will move the sticks 1st and 10 up to the 43-yard line. I think, Wolf, you can already see this Graham Harrell offense starting to develop and starting to flow. Yes, you've had your hiccups, but up to this point, it's looked very good and looks different from last year for sure.
Well, absolutely. And then you see, of course, that he's been doing the deep shots down the field. You gotta love it. I find it exciting. I find it an opportunity. If the quarterbacks can get those receivers the ball, then they have a 50-50 chance to go ahead and get it. And I like our chances when that happens.
So we should get Coach Neil Brown in about a minute as this clock continues to roll down here. Gold 12. Blue 0 after the gain of 3 and stopped by Justin Jefferson. It's Crowder again. Here's the snap and the give to Justin Johnson. And Johnson going to power forward. Whistle blows. Looks like he'll be a yard short. Or maybe they will move the chains. And a lot of that push due to the guys up front.
Let's watch him right here. And watch Justin Johnson behind those big guys. You see that jump cut right there. I'm going to start calling him Justin Jump Cut Johnson because he could leave some guys with some broken ankles on the defense.
Triple J, I like it. Lee Koba was there. And it is enough for the 1st down. 55 seconds to go, under a minute in quarter number 1. Snap from the right hash. Crowder on the jailbreak screen, caught by Ford Wheaton. And whistle will blow at about the 35-yard line, which is where he was surrounded. Lance Dixon, redshirt junior for the Mountaineers. and 36 tackles in 2021.
This is BFW, Bryce Ford Wheaton at his best. Again, yards after catch. He catches that screen. It was jailbreak. Good blocking up front by the offensive line, getting to those secondary defenders. Nice game.
That'll go for 13 yards with 20 seconds to go. So maybe one final snap for the Blue, trying to work their way back into this game. A lot of time left, but are in that 12-0 hole. With 5 seconds to go, Crowder the snap. Goose going for it down the far sideline, and Prather the intended target that time. Couldn't go back to a good coverage from Andrew Wilson Lamp, who's had a lot of passes thrown his way here in this first quarter and shows out.
Yeah, he's had a lot of passes thrown his way this spring because he's young. He's 6'2". He's only about 174 pounds, but he's got a lot of potential. He's out of Massillon, Ohio, Washington High School. 6'2", again, cornerback, 6'2". You got to like it, Andrew. He's only going to get better. He's only going to get bigger.
Dante Wright, big fan of the athleticism and the length of his secondary, and that'll be it for quarter number one. We'll go down to Amanda Mazey with Coach Brown.
All right, Professor Brown, assess the first quarter.
Yeah, I think if you start with the Gold offense, I thought they had a really nice first drive. Will, Crowder, Goose, I thought he threw a nice deep ball. Preston Fox had a ton of plays during spring practice, and he showed up again today, made a big play. Lynn J bounced a run. We wanted to get him some touches today, so that was important. And then I thought the Blue defense, little bend. Caden Prather made a couple nice plays. Bryce Wheaton's made a couple nice plays. But then Garrett lost the safety there through the interception. Aubrey Burks, again, a guy that we have a lot of faith in. It's going to be a true sophomore that's going to start there at safety. He made a really nice play on the pick.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. We'll catch up with you after the second quarter. Appreciate it. Andrew?
Yeah, that's it for quarter number one as we'll step aside. 12-0 Gold leading the Blue after one frame. You're watching the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. We are ready for quarter number two of the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game in Morgantown. A gorgeous day, back to the action. Andrew Caridi and Dale the Wolfman Wolfley. How about this so far? Goose Crowder, 6 of 8, 68 yards. 3 for 3 for the Gold team. Eric Green is 2 of 5 with 38 yards. We've seen Nico Marchiol with a brief scamper. As we're back underway, Goots will take the snap and give the end around to Sam James. Around a couple tacklers and over the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I really liked the play there. The defense really extended it out, ran it out. He couldn't find much room there because of the speed of the defense and the pursuit.
Aubrey Burks was there to force that out of play, which will turn it into a 3rd and 7. We haven't seen Coach Brown or anybody throw a little bit of a wrinkle in there, a redo. I think that'll be left for the later stages of this one.
Yeah. Not yet. But again, I like what I'm seeing here in the personnel of Graham Harrell. He's going 10, 11, and even so a little bit of 12 personnel.
The more variety the QBs see, the better in terms of getting their growth where it needs to be, according to Coach Harrell. Crowder takes it again, wants that far sideline just over the head of Bryce Ford Wheaton. Andrew Wilson Lamp on the coverage again. So Jordan Leslie, the D coordinator, has seen improvement from his group, and that'll make it 4th down and 7 now from the 31.
What I liked about that is that the defense showed a bear defense. Means that the outside receivers have one-on-one coverage, and he took the deep shot. Quarterback recognized that. Quarterback saw it. Quarterback took it.
So group will stay out there for 4th and 7. Crunch time for Goose. From the right hash mark, he's got Justin Johnson to his left. See some changes being made on both sides of the ball. Snap comes back. Crowder has James. Touchdown. Wow. Got the speed coverage there. Over the top of the linebacker, Lance Dixon. It goes for 31 in the score.
You talk about dropping in the bucket. That's 2 of them right there. Unbelievable. Let's check this out from behind. Nice ball, nice touch. Watch it. This is a full-on blitz right here, so it is man coverage. Goose recognizes it, sees Sam James. There's Lance Dixon. Obviously, he's a fast guy, but he's not as fast as Sam James. Great one-on-one. Recognized it, took advantage.
They gave Sam James the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty for his territorial marking.
I bet you he's going over to see Coach Brown right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whether that's something he'll regret or not. Guys are just having fun. It's a spring game, right? But Casey Legg now will be challenged for a little bit more length on this extra point, but usually no trouble for Mr. Legg. But blue is on the board. We'll see if they add the one more. And they do, no doubt. 12-7 game, 13-10 to go in quarter number 2. What stood out to you about that drive, Wolf?
Well, I'll tell you, number one, I'm going to say Casey Legg. He's got the leg. He made all 35 extra points last year. Let's include this one there. I tell you, again, I'm going to just keep saying, I like what Grant Harrell's doing in the offense and how he's setting things up. He's got the run, he's got the screen, he's got playing the medium chain gang, which is 5 yards, 6 yards out, and then he's taking the deep ball. So he's playing a game of chess, and I like what he's doing so far. Pretty cool.
All right, let's get a blast from the past. Amanda Mazey is with a guy you might recognize, Trayvon Wesco. Amanda.
How about this guy, Trayvon Wesco, 4th year with the Jets coming up. How does it feel to be back with the Mountaineers?
Oh, it's always good to come back home. I'm amazed at how everything's changed in the locker room and thing. It's for the good, though, definitely, for sure.
I know you try to come back a lot. I saw you at a basketball game this year. Just talk about what it means to be a Mountaineer and to come back. It's always a special place.
It means everything to me since, I've been watching since I was like this tall. So it's a special thing for me to be able to come back and enjoy it and watch players, grow and stuff like that. A couple of people I played with, like Bryce Ford Wheaton, Sam James, to see them grow and grow up, it's a good deal.
Put your coach's hat on here. What do you think so far?
It's a good show. I like it. I ain't much of a coach yet. I ain't retired yet.
And we hope not for a long time. Trayvon, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck this year. Andrew.
Thanks, Amanda. I have seen Trayvon around downtown, out and about, man of the people, Musselman High School product. As we're back to the action, 13-10 remaining second quarter. Nico Marchiol is back out there for West Virginia. Got the wing blocker to the left, 1st and 10 from the 25. Marchiol going to keep it, or this is Garrett Green rather, and push to the outside for Jarrell Williams. Right on the money from Garrett Green.
Yeah, look at the throw out there, out to the flat. Nice throw. Again, what's he doing? He's on the move, his play action, and he's on the run. You got to like the accuracy right there. Got to like the catch. Wow, good job. Jarrell Williams right there. That's a Saraland, Alabama kid, and he looks to be really going to be special.
I like the confidence on that toss from Green. Move it up to the 44-yard line. As Garrett again. Going to keep it on the ground this time. Gets a decent push for 5, which will bring it to 2nd down. So we heard from Trayvon Wesco, but he's not the only former Mountaineer or persons of interest who are attending today's game as we're chugging on through the second quarter. This is just the short list, Wolf. Who's Adam Jones? Oh, Pac-Man. I knew who that was. Major Harris also here. Carl Joseph, who inspired Lee Koba to wear number 8, Tony Fields, and the unforgettable Will Greer. And Will, allegedly, will be visiting with us.
You remember Trayvon Wesco against TCU when he knocked the actual logo off TCU's helmet? Remember that? Sparkles in the air. That's right.
Well, there's the YouTube video where Carl Joseph also, it's titled Carl Joseph Kills a Man in Oklahoma. It happened a couple of years ago, too, as Green. Again, going to keep this one on the ground and just get the consistent yardage.
Yeah, I remember that play. But, if you look again at this offensive run here, you can see the offensive line, they're making a push right now. You're getting 3, 4, 5 yards of crack. This is what, 3rd and short. That's called working the chains and making it more manageable.
A quick restart. Another give over the 35 and near the 30 for the 1st down on 3rd down and short. Good push from the offensive line again, and we'll refresh you to what we got going on, creating those running gaps.
Yeah, look at this graphic right now. The offensive line, you got Yates, you got Nestor, Frazier, Gemitter, who's a redshirt senior, and Wyatt Meelam. Well, I got to tell you, I want to talk about this young guy here in the upcoming game here, because this guy is going to be something special. I put my stamp on it. I guarantee it.
5-yard gain to move the chains to 1st down and 10 for Garrett Green. And the goal this time busted up in the backfield. Not much running room. But for Matt Moore, offensive line coach in his 3rd year, has improved the physicality and pad level for his guys. Maturity has also come into the fray. Part of that conversation, and there's so much experience but so much youth at the same time. So what he can hope for, not just this year but in the years following, if you can keep a group that has worked together for sometimes so long, it's not often where you can get 50 or 60-year guys all stuck around. That could be something lethal.
It's pretty unusual.
Yeah.
I hope to make the most out of that for sure.
Green again on 2nd and 9, going to try and time one to the far sideline. Looking for Reese Smith.
So again, Garrett Green, what are you looking for coming through the spring ball? You wanted to get what? A little more consistency. So again, you've seen some really good touches by him and a couple overthrows. So again, he needs to keep going in that groove and take charge and make some more accurate passes.
I'll bring up 3rd down and 9. Again, the rolling clock rule up until the final 3 minutes of each half. Gold 12, blue 7. Lynn J. Dixon's got a touchdown, as does Sam James. And an interception for the Gold is the +5 advantage. Snap comes back to Green. Tosses one out of the hands of his intended receiver, Reese Smith. Nearly picked off. He threaded that needle, but just off the hands.
Yeah, a little bit behind Reese there. And, you know, Reese usually has sure hands. And that time he was not able to come up with it. A little bit fast, a little bit hard. But, again, Green needs to put it out in front of him, not behind him.
But, again, the protection is there for the group. And that's what Coach Harrell said has been the most fun to work with in terms of his offensive lineup. Said many snaps as they've had, you can really have protection for your quarterback. They're really far along. Won't normally get that coming to a new place. 4th and 9, and we'll get a flag thrown.
You know, when you think about it.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Donovan Beaver.
Yeah, when you think about it, offensive line wins games for you, as well as the defensive line can. And right now, West Virginia is poised and set to have a good offensive line, good enough in the Big 12 to be top 3, maybe even top 2 in the Big 12. So that's going to be a real big advantage for the quarterbacks and the running backs, and especially for a guy like Graham Harrell who gets to call the plays.
So Danny King, redshirt sophomore, will try his hand at this one. It's got the distance. Does it have the accuracy? No, it does not. Just a little bit wide. So with 8 minutes to go in quarter number 2, it's Gold 12, Blue 7. We'll take a break on Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Welcome back. 7:58 mark, second quarter. This is how we got here. 12-7 Gold versus Blue as we are ready to get back going. We'll get you that highlight package in just a little bit. Can't miss the action. But this is where we got. Will Crowder's looked awesome. He's got that long gain to Preston Fox for 50 yards. And then the run from Lynn J. Dixon to make it a 7-0 game. 4-play, 75-yard drive for the Gold. You also got the interception from Garrett Green on the ensuing possession. Into double coverage. Snared by Aubrey Burks there. And then Will Crowder with a nice ISO against Sam James and Lance Dixon, which is where we're at.
Pretty ball right there to Sam James.
2nd and 6 as we get back to the action. This is Nico Marchiol out here for the Mountaineers. And he'll keep it, being pressured. Finds his man over midfield. That's a good game for Brian Palende. The Colorado State transfer doesn't catch many passes. He was brought on as a blocker, but that's the part of his game that's coming along.
Yeah, that's what's come out this spring, is that he actually has hands that can catch the ball. Not only just a blocker as he was at Colorado State and Miami, but again, he's going to be a great addition to that tight end. These quarterbacks doing a nice job throwing the ball on the run.
Palende, the 5th-year senior. Marcus Floyd will get credit for that one as it goes for 10 yards. 1st and 10, right from neutral territory. Nico steps back in the pocket. And miscommunication there between him and Bryce Ford-Wheaton.
So we talked about the quarterbacks. What's the competition going on, and how are they doing thus far? And here they are. So you're going to see Nico right there. A little bit of miscommunication going on between him and the receiver. Are you grading them? I'll tell you, I graded right now Garrett Green doing pretty good. Will Crowder looking like he's stealing the show right now. And of course, Nico doing some really good stuff, what he's done all spring. And then right there you saw the miscommunication going on, something that he just needs more time and experience.
Will Crowder 8 of 11 for 125 yards up to this point. With the score, 2nd and 10 from the 50 here. Still a 5-point difference, the INT for the Gold. Markiel going to find that screen pass. Block got, and they will blow it dead.
That's a spring ball call right there.
Yeah.
We'll see. Don't know what would happen if that was an actual live play at a regular game, but we'll go ahead with the official on that one. They got him. But boy, I'd like seeing Caden Prather. Like to see him galloping down the sideline. I think you're going to see a lot of that, Andrew.
Yeah, Prather with 3 catches in the game, too. Malachi Ruffin got around his block enough to stop that one. 2nd and 10, and they will keep it at the 50. 5:08 to go. You're in quarter number 2. Tony Mathis, redshirt junior, in the backfield with Nico. And from the right hash mark, Markiel. Gonna step up in the pocket, throws on the run, finds his man at the 25-20, whistle blows. Good catch for Grayson Malashevich, a local kid from Spring Valley High School, redshirt junior.
Watch Nico here. He extends the play. He's keeping his eyes downfield, and he gets to the Grayson Malashevich. Do you just not love saying that name? Malashevich. There's no doubt about it. Great program guy as well. Used a ton on special teams. Probably get a little more opportunity on offense this year. You got to love how he's helped the team in recruiting as well.
27-yard pickup that time. Lance Dixon coming from behind to work to make that stop. As carry goes to Tony Mathis this time. Aubrey Burks there for the stop. 4 minutes to go in quarter number 2.
All that was right there was an inside zone to Tony. And, you know, again, going ahead and nice push, getting 2 yards. Tony's going to go another 2 yards, guys. The whistle blew right there. He's going to run through some tackles and move people backwards instead of him going back.
2nd and 8 for Markiel. Blue trying to close this gap here. And the play action toss through traffic. James gets a hold of it at the 20, but busted up immediately. We'll go to the sideline now with Amanda Mazey with 3:30 left in the half.
All right, I found another VIP. His name is Tony Fields. Gave opposing offenses a day when he was here as a Mountaineer. First of all, how good is it to be back?
I'm very happy to be back to watch some of my old teammates and then the new guys get out here and fly around. It's great to finally see the atmosphere for a spring game.
Let's talk about you. You're here from Cleveland. You're with the Browns. You came down for the weekend. How are you going to?
Putting in the work this offseason. This has been my first NFL offseason. I feel like it's been my best offseason I've ever had, so I hope my play shows this season.
How cool is it to see all of the improvements to the locker room, the team lounge? I mean, pretty sweet, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was here when everything was being renovated. Now I walk in and I'm like, oh, wow, I'm on the wall right there. It's crazy, so it's pretty cool. It's a nice experience to see.
All right, Tony Fields, Mountaineer, great. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck this season with the Browns. Andrew?
Thanks, Amanda. Always nice to see all these guys back and get their take on it.
Absolutely. You know, it's great for the fans, but it's really great for the players. They see them. They want to emulate those guys, and knowing that they're Mountaineers, they want to be just like them. And again, what is that really good for? It's good for recruiting. So great to see him here all in person.
So Markiel showing his legs here on this drive. 1st and 10 from the 12. Touch pass around to Ford Wheaton, and might go for a loss here. Is trying to get some blocks around the outside, but the defense wise to it.
Yeah, that play hasn't been working. That's about the 3rd time today. The defense has stretched it out for no or minus yardage there. So good job. You know what that means? That means they can run the field, and that means that they're fast and they got speed. So good sign for the defense there and running that play down.
Clock has stopped with 2:31 left. That's the rule inside of 3 minutes. We're almost to halftime. It's been that quick. We've had our good moments to celebrate. 2nd and 10. No loss of yards on the previous play. Markiel from the right hash. Nico steps up, finds his man inside the 10-yard line. That's Caden Prather again.
Well, right now in the red zone, you're looking for a young guy trying to figure out when the field gets all tight because it's all short right there. So again, you're looking at some 5-yard hitches, 5-yard outs, something to move the ball into that red zone and get an easier play for a young quarterback. So again, this is a final exam right here. This is red zone. Nico Marchiol in the red zone. How is he going to do? Is he going to make a touchdown? Is he going to make the plays? This is all final exam. This is why you do a spring game. It's exciting.
3rd and 5 now. And Nico punched this one in. Marchiol, time to throw. Gonna go for it. Touchdown, Nico Marchiol.
Oh my, you know what that reminded me of? 70 quarterback draw, Major Harris goes back. He was under center. It's the only difference. Going back, the field opens wide. The Red Sea opens, and there goes Nico Marchiol using his legs. You know what? 1,300 rushing yards at Hamilton High School in Phoenix, Arizona. Or I should say Chandler, right outside of Phoenix there. Again, that's why he was the Gatorade Player of the Year in Arizona and won so many awards. Nico Marchiol, welcome to Motown.
Showing the dynamic ability that he was brought on, and that'll give the blue team the 13-12 lead and tack on the +1 with the extra point with 1:26 remaining. Nico Marchiol reading the game oh so well, really, as a high school senior. Truly very impressive to see, and very nice to see with quite a test coming up week 1 for West Virginia Wolf.
Yeah, the backyard brawl, man, against Pitt. Look at that. Oh, there's Ron Wolfley taking the dive. He was a fake. They all bid on Ron Wolfley, the fullback, and then the quarterback by the Hossman, who we just heard from. That is beautiful. That's why I came to West Virginia, man. Watch this. Oh, the Zach Abraham. The catch in the last seconds. Chad Johnston. Look at that beautiful throw on the run. 15 seconds left. Mountaineers win. Oh, and who can forget this? Amos Zerway with his first carry of his career against the Pitt Panthers. Big Z, man. Touchdown. Pitt. The Mountaineers win the game. The backyard brawl.
You know how pumped Wolf gets for that stuff. Mountaineer fans are going to have even more chances to enjoy those type of moments. This is what we got. Back 4 more. 29, 31, 30, and 32. AD Shane Lyons will visit with us in the 3rd quarter, and he's absolutely right. One of the best rivalries in college football. It's important that continues into the future. I know how strange it is with conference alignment being what it is right now to maintain those regional rivalries, one of the oldest in the country, no less. That's what sports is all about. It's why people get their butts in the seats.
Absolutely. You know what? Salute Shane Lyons, especially the alumni and Mountaineer Nation, but the players. They all want this game back, and they're so happy that Shane has been able to do this.
1:10 and ticking left here in quarter number 2. Marchiol up to that point, 6 of 8, 43 yards and 26 yards rushing with that 7-yard touchdown. And I mentioned that opener for West Virginia in this upcoming season. After this play, we'll take a look at West Virginia's full slate. This is Will Crowder. Slings that one right outside the numbers. Good toss. And here is the schedule for West Virginia. Got a lot of intriguing matchups coming up as we're under a minute to go in the first half. How about Pitt? And then you got Kansas. Big 12 game right in that 2 slot. Rare, and then Virginia Tech in week 4. So that is a really, really interesting, exciting first 4 games.
11 Power 5 teams. That's a lot to bite off. So the Mountaineers got their hands full. But again, against Pitt and against Virginia Tech, I'll take that any day.
You got a couple Thursday games in there as well. Always a different vibe around the town when you get that one. Crowder again right on the money at the 40-yard line. He'll find his man Jarrell Williams. So these are the moments we have seen the quarterback stand out and show what they've got. Goose Crowder in front of the crowd. A culmination of all the work that he's put in, and man, he is slinging it right now.
Yeah, Goose is going to throw that ball away right there. Good idea. Everybody was covered. But again, going back to what you just said with the accuracy that he's doing. Now, he's had a good spring, but he's also had some days where he's trying to figure stuff out. And right now, this is the best I've seen Goose Crowder in his career at WVU.
Yeah, despite the incompletion, like you said, it's just as much decision making as it is about making positive plays. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. 42 seconds to go. Marked down at the 40-yard line. Pressure comes from the defense. Good protection. And again, just got to get rid of that one. 3rd down.
Yeah, if you look at that play right there, eventually Linnell Carr got in there to put pressure on him. And Linnell Carr had a really good spring. Coach Neil Brown has said that him and Jared Bartlett are the 2 most improved defensive players this spring. So again, looking at these young guys getting out here, right there, he performed. He made him throw the ball away. Good job, LC.
Offense is finding those gaps, but it seems like the defense is working quickly. Playing a lot cleaner and fundamental football on the defensive side, according to Coach Leslie. 3rd and 10. Blue brings 5. Crowder steps up. Preston Fox at the 20-yard line pulls it in with one hand.
All he does is catch the football. Preston Fox. Let's take a look here at the end of the play. Slow motion. A little bit of a push there, but he got away with it. Getting the catch. Oh, those look like some sticky gloves right there.
40-yard pickup. Here he is again at the 10-yard line. Not slowing down. Preston Fox take a bow.
I'll tell you what, Will Crowder and Preston Fox got a connection going on right now. And,
timeout. Defense. They're first of the half.
As the defense wants to put a pause on it with 18 seconds to go. Yeah, I mean, we weren't kidding. How about this? Preston Fox, 4 catches, 97 yards up to this point. Coming up at halftime, awards presentation, Iron Mountaineer Award being given out, and also the Nikolic Memorial. And we'll also get more and celebrate the advancement of WVU Medicine's Children's Hospital, which is what this day is all about. Donations going forward. We got a shot of the Children's Hospital right outside Milan Pushkar Stadium. New additions, new colors.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Means so much for the entire state and the community. I can't tell you how much it means to former Mountaineers that played here, alumni through Coach Nealon. They were taught to go ahead and support, and for 40-some years later, it's still going on to this day. It's a wonderful thing to see.
So after the first down from Preston Fox and Goose Crowder, 1st and goal from the 10. Goose looks, going to flip it out, and that's off the hands of his intended target. Jalen Anderson.
I'm impressed with Goose so far, but I'm telling you, that's the first bad pass that I've seen him throw all day long. So I'm sure he wants that one back. And let's see what he can do here. Again, here's another red zone, Andrew. Again, pass fail. What are you going to do on your final exam, right?
We saw Markiol come up with a touchdown in his last frame. And we'll see what Goose can do with 14 seconds here. 14-12 game. Blue up 2. For the goal, it was a touchdown and an interception. 2 scores for the blue team. Out of the gun. Blitz comes. Crowder on the run, threw it underneath of Preston Fox. Good pressure from the defense to force that incompletion.
Let's watch the push right now up the middle. He picked them up, but he picked them up too late. Made Crowder get out of the pocket. You know, poor throw.
Jairo Favres, the Flying Dutchman from Amsterdam. There to pressure the quarterback. Any chance you can get that nickname thrown in there, that's great.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Again, red zone right now, so here we go, 3rd down. What can you do?
The final exam culminating into the spring game challenge. Crowder, 3rd and goal from the 10, going to time one to the pylon. And we got some interference there. Jarrell Williams was the intended target.
Pass interference. Defense number 4.
Will be against
Foul
the
happened in the
defense.
end zone. Ball will be placed on the 2-yard line. Automatic first down.
This looks like a pretty easy call right here. Throws the ball up, get up there. They're both hand pushing, fighting. He's prohibiting it. Yeah, not bad for the the freshman right there. Again, Saraland, Alabama. This is a good-looking young receiver. I look forward to seeing what he's going to be able to do here in the future.
Tyron Woodby whistled for the infraction that time as we'll take the guaranteed points here. Danny King will push that one through the uprights, which will be the final play of the half. And that'll bring us to the break. Gold team 15 and the blue team 14. So that'll bring us to a break. More to come during halftime here. We got some content and interviews coming up. And Wolf, your thoughts about half number one? You had your big moments.
I'm telling you, I'm really enjoying how Graham Harrell is calling these two offenses here, and he's really doing a nice job of watching it. I really like the play calling. I like how they're setting things up. He's playing chess. He's giving you the ground game. He's giving you the screens, the medium throws, and then he's going for the deep ball, giving you all things. You have to stay on your toes as a defense.
There's Mary Roush, the new Mountaineer mascot for 2022, and Amanda Mazey has head coach Neil Brown.
All right, Coach, I got to say, Preston Fox, I'm no football coach, but I might give him an A right now.
Yeah, it's been the Preston Fox show so far, and he's done a really good job. He's out there, thought the quarterbacks have given him an opportunity, and he's made plays. And, like, you hear me talk about him in the press conferences a lot because he continually shows up and makes plays. So Morgantown's on.
A lot of those plays are not made possible without the great play of the offensive line as well.
We are, and some of that is on defense. We're not moving the front. We're not blitzing. So, but our offensive line is doing a nice job, and we expect a lot of those guys, a lot of returning starters up front, and so proud of how they played so far.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach. We'll see you at the end of the third. Andrew?
Thanks, Amanda. 1-point game at the half. Gold 15, blue 14. Fun times and awards coming up during halftime here. We'll step aside. The 22 Gold Blue Spring Game is on ESPN+. Beautiful day at Milan Puskar Stadium up to this point. 1-point game at the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game. Goose Crowder 13 for 20, 190 yards. And according to head coach Neil Brown, it's been the Preston Fox show as well. 4 grabs with a lot of gains and moments for it. So earlier before kickoff as well, the Iron Mountaineer and Nikolic Award were given out. How about this Wolf? Frazier, Bartlett, Malashevich, Nestor. West Virginia kids getting recognized for their dedication and excellence for their strength and conditioning efforts.
Yeah, I'd never thought that Mike Joseph would get soft, but he got Malashevich out there, wide receiver, being an Iron Mountaineer. Now, I'll tell you what, all those guys, so deserving. Zach Frazier, Jared Bartlett, Grayson, as we said, Malashevich, and Doug Nestor. You know, right there, you see 3 West Virginia boys, and Jared Bartlett as well. But again, Mike Joseph loves to get on these West Virginia kids especially. He gets on the harder.
Yeah, you play for the logo there, you know what it means. So congratulations to all of them. And also the Tom Nikolic Memorial Award honors the most dedicated walk-on player in the WVU program. Morgantown's own Nick Malone, recognized for that one, will provide crucial depth on that line. You know, when you go through a season, you're going to have injuries, you're going to have moments where you need to fill guys in, and Nick Malone has proven himself to be one of the most improved players.
Yeah, you know, Nick Malone and my son played together at Morgantown High School, so this is really special for me to see him excel as he has. I'm really proud of him. I'm happy for the Malone family, know him, all great people in the community. You see Nick getting that Tom Nikolic Award. Last year was Grayson Malashevich, and he was an Iron Man as well. So again, look at all these West Virginia boys doing what it takes to contribute to the program.
All right, when we come back, we will be joined with Chief Operator. Great atmosphere at Milan Puskar Stadium for the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game. And it's all for WVU Medicine's Children's Hospital. And we are joined now by Chief Operating Officer of WVU Medicine Children's, Amy Bush, in front of a packed crowd here at Milan Puskar Stadium. Welcome in, everybody. Amy, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Obviously an exciting moment for you. So what's it mean to you and what's it mean to everybody? WVU Medicine right around the corner there.
Yeah, so the spirit between the W Medicine Children's and the football team started about 40 years ago with Coach Neal, and he added the Children's to his roster, so to speak, and that partnership has just continued to grow ever since. So the support for the kids.
And obviously some donations have been pouring in here, some massive improvements to be made for WVU Medicine Children. And for you, what kind of impact has that had on families and kids who were there?
Yeah, so when people get sick, that's usually not planned. And when kids come into our hospital, we work really hard to not only take care of their physical needs, but to keep it as childlike as possible. And so through donations, we're able to help have programs that decrease anxiety and like pet therapy and school. But we also help the families with economic situations, might be gas cards, meals, lodging, and then more than that is the players that come and they visit the kids, and it just takes their mind off of something very tragic, and it's inspiring for them just to keep on fighting.
Yeah, for certain. We're with Amy Bush, COO of WVU Medicine Children's, and we do have some numbers for you. So serving over 46,000 children from West Virginia's every county, surrounding states as well, Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Ohio. And the Gold Blue game for football, originating in 1984, has raised nearly $800,000. Started as just a floor, and now it's an entire hospital, drawing some inspiration as well from the WVU football program.
Yeah, and we're really excited. You can see over our shoulder here the brand new Children's Hospital. It'll open this fall, and stay tuned for some big announcements on that. And we're going to not only cut the ribbon, but have a community open house that's as far wide as you can imagine community, with everyone being invited to come and see our new home where we'll take care of the kids.
And this is an idea of what it will look like. So it is drawing inspiration from WVU football's locker room. You've got computers and a resource area, food and travel assistance for the families. It's one thing to be sick, but it's also another thing to be taken care of and treated like family while you're there.
Yeah, and we want those kids, they come up, they have a broadcasting room up there too if they're well enough, in our school program, and there's like a simulation of the locker room you can see there. And then the tradition of the players waving to the kids as they come across the parking lot. The kids that are well enough will line up that front glass window, and that's where the players will wave going forward as we open our new home.
Well, it's been awesome work, Amy. Thanks for coming on, and I appreciate all the work you've been doing.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
All right, we'll step aside, take a break. That was Amy Bush of WVU Medicine Children's. Halftime continues for the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game on ESPN+. Halftime activities at the 2022 Gold Blue Spring Game just wrapping up. We had some fun quarterback competitions where we had Garrett Green, Nico Marchiol, and Goose Crowder tossing some passes to some students, and sort of carrying on what they've been able to do in this game so far. Highlights from the first half of action here at Milan Puskar Stadium. Up to this point, Wolf, I think it's fair to say, Goose Crowder has been awesome, but Preston Fox has been awesome.
Yeah, you see the yards after catch right there. Great job. Will Crowder really been accurate this first half of the game. And, of course, then you see here Lynn J. Dixon running over the defender. He's not such a big guy, but he plays big, so that's a great sign there. And again, you see Garrett Green. He's going to come in and throw that interception. Aubrey Burks. Now, they are really counting on him to catch safety this fall, so nice to see him with that big catch. And look at this ball. Sam James and Goose. Wow, that is pretty. That was a full-fledged blitz right there. And then Nico Marchiol. We talked about final exam in the red zone. He just passed it.
So Nico Marchiol and Goose Crowder and Garrett Green all looking good up to this point. There's head coach Neil Brown ready to go for half number 2 and quarter number 3 as we get our kickoff coming up. So what do you think is going to change here in half number 2? Is Danny King ready to kick off?
I think they're going to get some younger guys in there, going to have some opportunity to play. But if you want to go back and you notice there, Coach Neil Brown, he's not calling defense, he's not calling offense or nor special teams. He seemed to be kind of like just enjoying the scene right there, seeing what his players could do, take it in, as a lot of head coaches do now, because you are the CEO, and it's nice to see him in his first opportunity at CEO, and he seems to really be enjoying himself, and he's getting a lot of great evaluations going.
All right, Garrett Green back out there for the blue team. Trailing by just 1 point here as the spring game continues. Chance for Garrett to show his quality as we move on through. It would be a different role for Garrett Green this year, not playing behind Jarrett Dagey, brought in as that sort of third down or whatever you would want to call it, different look type of thing. He's got to be able to do it both.
Kind of that wildcat. Now he's got to put it all together. And what he needs to do now is not get excited about what Goose just did in the first half. He's got to worry about his game, and that's where he's going to go out and perform well if we're doing that. Don't get caught up in what the other quarterback, the other players are doing, and that goes for every guy on the field right now.
Mental toughness for Garrett Green has been one of his best assets. He is a competitor. He is a gamer. His compete level is unmatched. 1st and 10 from the 25. He'll keep it. He'll throw it. Man down the middle. It's Bryce Ford-Wheaton at the 30-yard line. Perfectly touched to the Mountaineer receiver. Malachi Ruffin on the coverage. Great toss from Green.
Look at right here. Okay, play action pass. We talk about 50-50. Right now it's 50-50. Who's going to get it, Bryce or the cornerback, Ruffin? Guess who got it? BFW. Very good.
Green wants it again to the end zone. Bryce Ford-Wheaton, touchdown. Back to back.
Look at that. Just when we talked about Garrett Green not worrying about what Will Crowder did the first half, you see Garrett out there. So 2 big bombs. Again, what statement are we seeing from a Graham Harrell offense? Let's take a look at the replay. Again, play action pass. They bite down, one-on-one. 50-50. Once again, 2 plays in a row showing what do we mean by 50-50. That's exactly it. And that's what we didn't do last year, the Mountaineer offense, is win those 50-50s. Right now, you see that these receivers are poised to make those plays.
You got 2 plays and a 75-yard connection. Back-to-back, Garrett Green and Bryce Ford-Wheaton for the score. Parker Grotehouse on for the extra points. He'll knock it in. The blue team is back on top, 21-15 with 14:23 to go. How about that? You really don't get much more efficient than what you got right there. I think the nickname for Graham Harrell's offense, Flare Raid.
Flare Raid. Okay, I can go with
as it's been described.
You know what? I can go with that. What I'm seeing here right now is offensive guys, especially the skill. I would say they're very happy because they're all getting touches and they're all making big plays, and that means a whole bunch good stuff coming for the offense. You know, good mojo going on right now. So again, it's very, very exciting, not only for the fans, but for the players themselves on the field.
Casey Legg will kick off to Davis Mallinger, and that'll reach about the 10-yard line. And just to kind of further that conversation, the fluidity, the identity, the communication, and maturity has been a huge part of this offense and general team as a whole, which has been an improvement from last year. That's the consensus that I get from watching the interviews with these coaches.
The reality is right now, all those guys in that locker room really like each other. They hang out with each other, not just in cliques, but in big, big groups. They like each other. They want each other to be successful, and that's how you build a team.
All right, we're back to it. Matt Cavallaro, the 5'11 redshirt junior, has stepped into the game now for the Mountaineers. And just a reminder, we'll have a running clock up until the final 3 minutes of the half as we get started here from the 25. And that'll be a give to the left, just over the 30-yard line. So 21-15, blue over top of the gold right now. And joining us now, AD for West Virginia University. There we are. Shane Lyons joining us. Shane, thanks for taking the time, and great atmosphere once again. You know, the weather we've had was not a good indication of what we might have, but it couldn't turn out more perfect.
Oh, it turned out to be a great day, Andrew, and it's just great to have people here. Great to be on the network and showing some of these athletes what we have, and they practiced all spring for.
2nd down and 5 here, and this will be a give on the ground again over the 35-yard line. So just in general, got another football season coming down the pipe, which means more fall athletics as a whole. I guess state of the state.
Yeah, you know, overall, again, you know, looking back a little bit, obviously we didn't finish where we wanted to in football and men's basketball as a whole, but, you know, in general, those 2 revenue sports, it's something that we continue to build off of, and our Olympic sports is doing well. Overall, Randy Mazey has our baseball team right now going something special.
Defense, number 29.
Preston Fox again.
Penalty, automatic 1st down.
We'll draw that pass interference call. And we'll move the Mountaineers up, so just to kind of...
So, yeah, it's just overall, we've done some, things that is very important to us, over the years, over $100 million in fan enhancements that we talked about, the upgrades in the football area, the Hall of Traditions at Pushkar Stadium, our Olympic sports training facilities. Bob Huggins, what can I say about Bob and being, finally named to the Hall of Fame. New basketball coach in Don Plitzawhite. And men's soccer program heading to the Sun Belt Conference, which is going to be a very competitive league.
I know there's never really been an off season for you, but I think it's certainly full of interesting situations, to say the least.
Yeah, overall, you always say in administration, every day is game day. There's always something moving and having to handle. So, it's exciting. Mountaineer Nation should be excited. Love what I'm seeing here. In addition of Graham Harrell's and the offensive coordinator for football and what he's kind of throwing the ball around here a little bit, as you see with these quarterbacks, it's something that's going to be exciting this fall.
Shane, this is WVU Football Alumni Weekend, and the players have come back, and they've just talked about how incredible the facilities are and what it's doing for them. What is it doing for the recruiting?
Yeah, I think overall, Wolf, again, that was part of my vision coming in here, being at places I'd been before, of saying, we got to upgrade to be able to compete nationally. And, the vision was what we have today. And to hear those guys come back, I spent some time with them last night and a few of them today. And to talk to them to say, wow, this is pretty impressive. That's great to hear. But, again, they help lay the foundation for that, Wolf, as we move forward. But it's helping in recruiting. You talk to recruits who've come through here and talk about, we're not missing anything that anybody else in the country, has. Where before we were a little bit behind, now we're right up on par and getting these young athletes in here. They'll change the trajectory of our football program.
Yeah, so the more things change, the more they stay the same, so to speak. So it is kind of a new frontier in the realm of college athletics, and West Virginia has positioned itself in a big way.
Yeah, we have. College athletics is changing as a whole, as we see it today. A lot of things changing from the landscape and different things that we're being able to do. So overall, we've done some things, as you see here on the screen, is some updates of the Hall of Traditions and that we built, and again, giving our fans the opportunity to come in even on game day and share in the history of our program, which is something that's very, very important.
Shane, the transfer portal, everybody's been talking about it. You win some, you lose some. But again, the coaches really have to become the best at the transfer portal for what they have in the amount of materials they have, resources.
Yeah, again, as you said there, Wolf, it's sometimes you lose some, sometimes you gain some. So, how do we even that out, and how do we, win in the transfer portal race? Unfortunately, we're going to lose some young men that, for whatever reason, decide they want to go elsewhere. But we got to use the portal to our advantage, not only in football, but for all of our sports. It's the new thing. You don't have to sit out. You can transfer, become immediately eligible. So use it to our advantage to bring the young men, young women into Morgantown and help develop them, even though they're coming from another institution.
I know everything was working out because I'm getting stories on people waiting at 7 a.m. for the gear sale. I saw the line coming out the door for the Hall of Tradition, so safe to say I think people are flocking to that a little bit.
Well, it's always the highlight of the spring game. In addition to the game itself, it's the gear sale. But obviously, in this industry, you gotta have enough gear, and then you have the surplus that every year or two we can come back out, sell that to our fans. I heard people are camping out overnight to be the first in line. So hopefully that was an enjoyable experience for them. But I've been told that a lot of the products have been picked over.
3rd and 14 here for the Gold team. Down 6. And we'll get a whistle. So I know it's a different type of situation, and there are many ways to become involved and cheer on your team. So best way to get tickets, or any way to get tickets?
Yeah, again, WVUsports.com is the easiest way to go to our tickets. It's important to us to continue to build off our season ticket sales and come out and support these young men and they work so hard. And, we're going to have some ups and downs like every football team, but they need our support. Our home field advantage is nothing like Mountaineer Field on game days, and to get 60,000 people in here cheering for these guys and what that means to them. It's hard in any league, especially in the Big 12, to go on the road. So we need to capitalize when we're at home and win those games that we have here at Mountaineer Field. And help winning that is by having support from the fans of Mountaineer Nation.
We know they're working hard. We know you're working hard, and all the best, and appreciate the time. Athletic Director Shane Lyons joining us.
Well, thanks, guys, and let's go Mountaineers.
Right on.
All right, guys, back to the action. 7:37 to go, third quarter here from Milan Puskar Stadium. 6-point game. I think as anyone could have guessed, Wolf, that it was going to be a tight one because you got a bunch of talent on both sides.
Yeah, you kind of want that in a spring game. I'd hate to see a blowout because something's either you pick the wrong players for each team, so they're not competitive. But again, here that it's tight, so that means that these guys are competing with each other. And you know what, man? As Mike Joseph has it in the weight room, iron sharpens iron, man. And that's what this is, competition. And again, now it's in front of a crowd. You got the band here, and you got you and me here with ESPN Plus. So all in all, it's a good showing. We see these guys perform, and we've had a lot of performances, not just on offense, on defense. It's going back and forth, so you're seeing a lot of good signs out of this spring game. And so far, well, I'm not on wood, but there you go. Injuries look pretty good right now.
Speaking of individual performances, Preston Fox leading all receivers. He's got 117 yards through a half and change right now. Tony Mathis on the carry that time.
And you know what I like about that? He just gained 3 yards before he even got touched because they're blowing the whistle on him because they don't want him to get hurt, don't want him to get tackled. But again, look at that offensive line surge. Another good sign for this offensive line coming up for the Big 12. Performances, a lot of games, 11 Power 5s, Andrew, 11 Power 5s. They're going to need more than just 5 guys. They need more to contribute.
Dante Stills was there for the stop. 6-year guy, didn't have to come back, a lot like Taj Alston. Mentioned that it's not something that they had to do, but you're part of a culture like this, and maybe it is in your best interest to come back. It's part of the further conversation of getting that stock up. Yeah. I thought that safeties coach Dante Wright had a really interesting point where he said, everybody is trying to get to that next level, but it's a lot easier to do that when you're focused on the team instead of the individual, which kind of seems like an oxymoron, but you're going to get more exposure if you're part of a 10-win team than you are a 5-win team.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you saw that last play there with the screen, how many screens did they run again? Again, that's another sign of what Graham Harrell's about, is the screen game put in with all the other attacks that he showed here. And again, when we talk about Dante, he's 3rd all-time in program history in TFLs with 43.5. He's 6th all-time in sacks with 19. What's going to happen this year? I know Julian Miller, who's number 2 all-time in TFLs, he's sweating a little bit. He's a little bit nervous because here comes Dante right there. And Taj Alston, he had 11 TFLs for number 2 on the team last year and for tackles for loss and 5 sacks. So again, here's another guy that's added to the piece. You had JJ in there, Jordan Jefferson. Now you're talking about cooking with some good grease. There's a defensive line.
The subtraction of Akeem Mesidor was definitely a blow to the West Virginia defensive side, but it's not as if the pieces aren't there.
No, you're right, Andrew. And here's the thing, too. We've been doing this podcast, the Country Roads Trust podcast, and I've been able to talk to about 30 players in the past 5 episodes that we had. And what they're all about is, with Akeem, you say, hey, love him, God bless you, see you on down the road, but this is our team right now. This is our locker room. So they've moved on. Akeem, whatever he's doing, good stuff for you, man. You're a gentleman. I like you. But now you're not part of this team. So we need to go ahead and move on. And that's exactly what they've been doing. So again, they're not sweating. They're out there. They call themselves the greedy gang. You know what that means? The greedy gang. They all want tackles, man. It's not just about linebackers making plays or DBs. It's about the defensive line, and that's how you're going to recruit more defensive linemen that are really good to your program. The greedy gang.
Everybody wants to get their own, right? 3rd and 10.
When I'm getting chicken wings, I sure do.
Worth mentioning also that the winner of this one gets steak and hot dogs. I'm sure you'll find your way in there. Big collision down at the 40-yard line. Sam James was tied up there, throwing into traffic. Wilson Lamp on the coverage there as James.
Yeah, he's got right down thinking.
Face mask. Offense number 64. The penalties decline. Fourth down.
Why them? Wow. He's okay.
Yeah, just seems to be walking that one off a little bit, just coming down hard. Contact injuries in some cases, sometimes better, and the lack thereof. So Oliver Straw will be on. The true freshman from Melbourne, Australia, dual citizen of the States and Australia. And get the most on that one as it bounces to the 30, and the Gold will get it. But the overwhelming theme of the upcoming season. What you got in Big 12 play, Wolf?
Yeah, you know what? You guys got me. I came out with it. Here it is. You know, I'm a homer. Because I'm Wolf, I can do that, right? So I'm going to say West Virginia all the way. I wouldn't say anything else. You know, I'm going to go with Baylor. One of the best offensive lines. They're returning 4 guys. Oklahoma, they have strong transfers. They're number 3. Oklahoma State, they lost their defense. But, you know, Sanders, the quarterback, played pretty well in the Fiesta Bowl. They got some talent coming back. And then Texas, young, right? They're the youngest team in the Big 12 last season. Then you got Kansas State. You know, they lost 3 interior O-lineman defenders. They're strong in the defensive secondary. But again, finish out with Iowa State, Texas Tech, and then Kansas down there at the bottom.
Wolfman's predictions. A lot of research going.
You know what?
That.
I'm going to just tell you this right now. Way too early. Okay, I haven't even been able to, but that was just me pulling it out for our producer, Chuck Man, Scat Man. He said, give me your top. I said, okay, we're starting off with WVU. Doesn't matter. So take it for what it's worth or what it's not.
Well, you know, is it really ever too early? Because at this point, you know, so much changes, maybe nothing changes.
So much, but then so much could.
Yeah.
I mean, think about after spring ball, you know there's going to be movement. You know there is, and you just don't know how it's going to be, how it affects, and if it's the positive. See, what I like about what Shane Lyons is saying is we got to be the best coaches in the transfer portal. We have to work with the best. We have to win in the transfer portal. It's not winning on the field at that moment. It's winning in the transfer portal. And if you can get your coaching staff to be able to do that, then now you really are winning here, not only in the transfer portal, but that's going to obviously transcend onto on the field.
Marquand Rucker on the carry that time, which has not changed the way that these coaches are going about things, but you do have to make decisions, and you do have to have your non-negotiables, which you have put in place. So the understanding is, as football has been for a very long time, you're going to lose guys going in to the next season, but you also have to calculate, and you also have to decide which guys you want to keep and which guys that you're willing to let move on, which is just, again, has been a theme, but has grown into larger prominence.
You know what's changed in the last 30 years about guys wanting to transfer and transferring? Nothing. What's changed is the fact that they can.
Yep.
Okay, there's 125 guys average on a team in Division I football. There are only 22 starting roles. Someone's not going to be happy. Okay, somebody wants to see the field. And with that being the case and the rules the way they are, it's a lot easier. I could go back and tell you story after story of Mountaineers that wanted to transfer, but they couldn't, so they had to suck it up, right? They had to go ahead and fight that adversity, and eventually most of them overcome and win. And I think that's what these kids might be missing out a little bit on, but they'll eventually learn. It will come, but right now it's just too easy to step across the other side of the fence.
Second down and 10 from the 41 here. Markiel. Wise decision there just to toss it out of danger with 45 seconds to go to bring up third down intended for Jarrell Williams. And I think there's also got to be a point where the bubble's going to burst, right? There's a large percentage of players who do decide to enter the transfer portal in hopes of getting a better opportunity. But like I said, a large percentage of those guys don't end up finding a new home, and then you're kind of in no man's land. So
it's not there. You know, Shane Lyons came back during signing day here in February, or no, it was December, and he talked about 40% of all the young people in the transfer portal didn't even get a scholarship. didn't even come back with a scholarship, let alone coming back to a Power 5 or even a G5, dropping down to FCS or maybe even Division II. The grass is not always greener on the other side. You better hope that you are very marketable.
That's the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, well said. Reese Smith on the grab that time, throwing on a rope from Nico Markiel, Gyro Favris on the stop that time. So that'll bring us to the fourth quarter. And we'll see if we can track down head coach Neil Brown with the blue team leading the gold team 21-15 as Nico Markiel, Garrett Green, and Goose Crowder all showing their best in this quarterback battle at the spring game. And now Amanda Mazey has Coach Brown.
All right, thanks a lot, Andrew. So, Coach, we talked a lot about the offense in the first half. Let's talk about the defense, in particular the defensive line, the greedy gang, as they call themselves. A nice mix of veterans and newcomers. What do you think of their play so far?
Well, I think Jared Bartlett's had a really good day on the edge. I thought Torres Simmons has made a couple plays. Dante and Jordan Jefferson, you don't see them as much because they're playing in the interior, but they're making it hard to run the football. I like that group. You know, we probably need to add one more guy to the mix, but I like what I'm seeing out of the young guys, which was important for us today.
All right, we're going to get your final grade at the end of the fourth quarter, so you better be ready. All right, thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Andrew?
Thanks, Amanda. We'll step aside. Final quarter coming up from Milan Puskar Stadium. It's the Gold Blue Spring Game on ESPN+. Fourth quarter coming up. Blue team 21, gold team 15. Andrew Caridi and Dale the Wolfman Wolfley ready to go. 4th and 2 is where we jump to it. Nico Markiel from the gun. Gonna give it to Rucker and he'll power through. Looks like he's got enough for the first down.
Yeah, that's a nice push right there. Come from the redshirt sophomore. Rucker, you know, that is another guy that's just a West Virginia walk-on that comes on and contributes. Neil Brown talks about all the time about how he wants walk-ons to come on and contribute, and you can see with the Nikolic Award, these West Virginia kids, they're making a difference to this program.
Up to this point, the quarterbacks, Goose Crowder, 199 yards, 14 of 24. Nico Markiel, 57 yards. He's 8 of 11, and Garrett Green, 132, 5 of 10. Nico at the 50, takes some contact and hard work for minimal yardage.
That's why so many times you've heard about Nico, and when he goes out and he wants to make a hit, that's why people love him, because he's not afraid to make that hit. Now, as a coach, do you want him to go out there and make that hit or just run out of bounds? Right now, I'm going to tell him, son, it's time for you to start running out of bounds and live to play another day.
Ja'Cory Hammond, yeah, same thing, right? Ja'Cory Hammond on the stop that time, redshirt freshman from Miami, Florida. I thought Coach Brown had an interesting point to all the praise he's given his guys. Torres Simmons making things happen. As again, Nico going to charge through the pile. Gave some credit to Jared Bartlett as well. And then the interior guys, as always, underappreciated with the exception of the guy who's making the calls.
Yeah, as we talked to Coach Brown earlier in the week, he did mention Jared Bartlett as one of the most improved defenders this spring. So them having a big year. He's got 3 varsity letters. You know, he's just getting better. Remember those 3 sacks against Virginia Tech last year. So he's had his day in the sun as well.
Jalen Thornton and Torres Simmons coming up to make the stop on the last give. 13 minutes to go, 3rd and 6 for Markiel and the gold team. Trying to take the lead here on this drive. Clock will roll until we are at the 3-minute mark. Good protection pass, tipped. And they'll rule it incomplete. Gyro Favris was there, looking for Jarrell Williams, but touched by a lineman.
You can't get the quarterback, put your hand up. And what'd you call him earlier?
Flying Dutchman.
The Flying Dutchman. I'll tell you what, that's going to stick with me now. I like that.
Ball would be placed on the 30-yard line. First down. Go, it's going to be up.
Yeah, so I think that's the added situation here that Coach Brown has decided to implement here, as we are getting the later stages in this game.
Yeah, you want to try to get as many reps as you can for everybody.
So just to add some context, to the ongoings for it. Here's the scoring and rule list. So you see Coach Brown able to make some adjustments where he sees necessary. He didn't have a fumble in this game, but we did have an interception worth 5 points for the Gold team. And the running clock rule is part of the conversation up until the 3-minute mark.
Fairly clean game right now.
Yeah.
You see that as a coach, you really like that.
So if you're joining us late, here's the second half in this Gold Blue scrimmage. And Garrett Green and Bryce
BFW dropping it in, man. Look at that. Again, he gets there, gets in position in front of the cornerback, rough it, and he makes the big play. Next play later, right off the bat. There he goes. Look at that, 50-50 again. Now got Ruffin taking the heat for that, but 2 great catches right in a row by Bryce Ford Wheaton.
So with the change, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. As they will move the Gold team back. And we're getting word that might have a more frequent implementation of these audibles, as Rucker will get the call.
Yeah, right now you're trying to get evaluation for the most players that you can. And so you're going to see some other guys getting in there. Might get a little sloppier because they haven't had as many repetitions this spring as the older guys were more experienced. So again, this is where it gets down to just getting guys repetitions, getting them exposure so the coaches can evaluate them.
And this is Jake Robbins, 6'1", 200-pound redshirt freshman from Ramsey, New Jersey. Coming from the storied Don Bosco Prep. As this one stays on the ground again over the 35-yard line. As Marquand Rucker again getting the call. Middleburn, West Virginia native. Tyler Consolidated High School. Caden Beiser coming up with a stop that time. Caden Beiser, another Morgantown kid who have had their moments in this game. Beiser, son of Coach Sean, 6', 226 redshirt freshman. And he's getting some praises from the coaching staff as well, a kid that plays hard.
Yeah, he has. You know, I coached his father
There
here
you
at
go.
WVU. I'll tell you what, he was a tough guy back then. He's a tough guy now at Morgantown High as a coach. All the best to him and his boy, Caden. I'll tell you, he's a tough kid. He gets in there, he works. He's just another guy.
Holding, defense number 29.
A
10-yard
defensive
penalty,
holding call
automatic
here
first down.
against Mumu bin Wahad.
Again, so when you think about Caden Beiser, just another guy that's that West Virginia walk-on. It's so important. You can see these players making a difference. I can't stress it enough, and I'll keep stressing as long as I can because they are important. They make up the team. Obviously, you get guys like Wyatt Milam and other West Virginians, you know, Zach Frazier, Dante Stills. They get the scholarships, but you need more, and we need more of those players to come in and infuse this program because they will develop.
6-point game, 8:45 to go. Robbins at the QB position again to Rucker, and he'll push it ahead near neutral territory.
Sorry, interesting point here is talking to Chad Scott during the Country Road Trust podcast. He talked about what's the best thing that's happened to your running backs this spring, and he said, wasn't that they made great runs here, they made great reads here. He said that they recognized the blitz. All the blitzing. Last year, you can't say it always happened that the backs recognized the blitz. This spring, they haven't missed any, if not many. I'm telling you right now, that's a huge thing in pass protection.
Jackson Chris now in the game, redshirt freshman from Canfield, Ohio. A work out of the gun. His team trailing by 6. And Chris looks like he got it on the money. A couple yards short, but out of bounds. His intended receiver, Nick Maurer.
Let's take a look at those feet now. Is it a catch? There you go. Not sure. Oh boy, that's tough. Yeah, you know, that's why they don't make me a referee because I'll get them all
You want to
wrong.
give him the benefit of the doubt?
Yeah, you know what, I'm offense. That's a catch.
And that back foot was in. It's just the front foot unable to be kept off. Good throw from Jackson Chris, though. As he's going to put it up there down the far sideline again. And just a tad underneath, but do have a flag right at the 20-yard line.
Defensive holding.
Holding, defense number 42. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Tyron would be on the hold And that'll move the chains for the gold team with 6:53 and ticking.
From the snap, here's the play. Gonna put the ball up. Let's see it. Yeah, he holds him. I don't know, I kind of see that in every play that the ball's underthrown. But regardless, this is Neil Brown's show, and he's going to let it go. And it'll be a teaching moment for Tyron or Quigley there. So it's good stuff.
Jake Robbins is settled back in. He'll take the snap. Inside blue territory, finds his man over midfield. Busted open was Michael Evans, the redshirt freshman from Delmont, Pennsylvania. Franklin regional guy. Transfer from Robert Morris, finding the soft spot.
Oh, they're going hurry now.
We'll move it quickly. 1st and 10 as that one goes for 13 yards from the 25. Robbins up the middle from Rucker, 6 to play. Rucker getting some touches here, Ruth.
Yeah, you know, Chad Scott loves him. He is just a guy that gives all he can. He's definitely going to be used on special teams this fall. He had a few touches last year against Long Island, and you just got to love his heart and the effort he gives. He goes out there every day. He said he's always the one level. Never up, never two down. One level, always out there, ready to give all his best effort.
And consistency and being able to gel more than anything else, the important aspect.
Coaches love it.
Robbins, nice move to the inside. Down to around the 10-yard line, showing himself some footwork to move the chains.
All right, checking out the receivers. Check down, nothing. Let's roll. And now he's going to make a juke in there, and, well, better get down, son. Because that hurts when he don't.
All right, more red zone offense for this group. Seeing the 3 and 4 guys showing up. Cavallero, Robbins, and Jackson Christ all getting touches here in the 4th quarter. Robbins give to Rucker. Gonna bounce it to the outside and get in there for the score. Gold team takes the lead with an extra point. 21 all.
And that's why Chad Scott loves Marquand Rucker, because he's always giving you right there. Look at that. Oh, that's a nice bounce. You know what? That's a play. That's a running play. That's a run.
Yeah.
Right there. That's a good job. Tyler consolidated, man. Let's go. More West Virginians.
TC DNA. This is Danny King for the lead. And the gold team has got it 22-21 with 4:15 to go. Wolf, we got a game all of a sudden. Sometimes the spring game lacks drama a little bit, but here we are.
I love it.
Competition.
Gotta love this in the 4th quarter of the spring game. Little competition.
All right, so when we're done, baseball already in action. West Virginia baseball team is in Lubbock. Mountaineers take on the number 8 Red Raiders of Texas Tech. And you can catch today's doubleheader following this, airing on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. So you got a 2 p.m. game, which is already underway, bit of a break there. And then 5:30, and then finally the series finale Sunday. Check it out. The West Virginia baseball team 5-1 in the 3rd. Well, these guys are legit.
Well, not only are they legit, but I tell you what, they love to steal bases. I'll bet you we leave this series, Texas Tech better watch and look for the home plate, because we may take it with us.
As they always do. Here are the Big 12 baseball standings right now. West Virginia, part of that conversation. They were counted out at the beginning, and look where they're at now. A lot of games in hand, so definitely some series to play some catch-up in terms of playing those games, but a great indication to get 2-1 wins to losses, and all of a sudden, head coach Randy Mazey shocking a lot of these teams.
Maisie ball, man. Maisie ball. Gotta love it. I know someone down there in the sideline is.
Oh, yeah. Nico Marchiol will get back out there for the blue team this time. In the 1-point game with 3 minutes to go in the 4th quarter of the spring game. Marchiol with so much expectation placed on his shoulders. Let's see what he's got. As young as you can get. Will take the snap. Goes for the safe play outside the numbers. They will blow it dead around the 30-yard line. As again, Marchiol showing great composure. MJ Dixon on the grab that time.
yeah, I'm glad they showed that play because I think you're going to see a lot of this. In the Graham Harrell offense, not only going to see what he's demonstrated in the passing game, but this check down to the running back will be a big part.
And it wasn't previously.
Absolutely. So the running backs, all 4 of them, they can catch the ball.
Yeah, so Graham Harrell in his first year with the Mountaineers in 2021, USC led the Pac-12 and was number 17 nationally in passing offense, red zone offense, number 20 in third down conversion percentage, a high pedigree of ball moving ability, as James couldn't reel that one in, but we do have a late flag.
Holding, defense, number 95, 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Defensive holding from the redshirt junior Jordan Jefferson. With 2:14 to go.
That's not hard for him because JJ, he is the strongest Mountaineer out there. Obviously, Zach Frazier's right in that realm with him, but it's pretty well known that JJ is the strongest. So when he gets a hold of you, you're not going anywhere.
Over 30 career games for West Virginia's Jordan Jefferson. Experienced guy down low, really needing to be the focal point for the West Virginia defense is that defensive line. 1st and 10 here from the 41. Markiel steps up, gonna sail one down the sideline. And there was some balance being lost between Bryce Ford Wheaton and Malachi Ruffin as they both came tumbling down.
Yeah, not a bad ball, but one that certainly went out of bounds. And again, you're looking for that 50-50 when you think of BFW, Bryce Ford Wheaton. Why do you think of him as a 50-50 guy? Because he's 6'3", almost 220 pounds. He's fast, he's athletic. Think about the acrobatic catches he's made the last 2 seasons. I can think of one here in the end zone towards the Sweets over here where he caught it in the very back. Just an unbelievable catch. He has that capability. Let him go for the 50-50. Give him that shot. That's what the coaches want to see.
Honorable mention, all Big 12. Markiel going to escape and be touched at about the 45-yard line on 2nd down, which will create a 3rd and attainable. Lance Dixon coming up to make that stop, the redshirt junior.
Now let's talk about Lance Dixon. He had 11 tackles against the Gophers there in the bowl game, and he really stepped up. Last year he missed 2 games at the end of the season. You could tell the Mountaineers really missed him. And again, he's got to come up big at the will spot. He's got to play big for the Mountaineers this year.
3rd and 7 officially for Markiel. On the jailbreak screen, James is hit, and James will get the 1st down. Down to about the 44.
You got to wonder, Andrew. They're on a jailbreak screen to Sam James with 1:23 left in the spring game. What's going on here? The gold and blue. They got something going on here.
Yeah.
Cooking. You got Chad Scott. You got Andrew Jackson. Somebody here wants to win. Somebody wants those stakes.
I mentioned the conversation between the players. How about between the coaches? Lee Koba will get the credit for that stop. 1st and 10 from the 44. Markiel slings it out to the numbers and just a bit out of the reach of Grayson Malashevich. See Nico's accuracy is looking really good. A little bit in front of the player that time, but that last jailbreak screen right on the money to James. Coverage being provided by Burks.
You know what's neat about Nico is I got to interview him again in that Country Roads Trust podcast. I'm telling you, watch it if you can because it's amazing. But as the most mature 12th grader I've ever met in my life, I'm telling you,
Which is saying a lot.
Yeah, it really is. He is spot on. He understands what's going on. I think he understands his role, and I think he understands his position right now. Again, really a pleasure to talk to him and get to know him a little bit and see inside. I'm telling you right now, I think this guy is going to be great things for West Virginia. Nico Markiel. He's going to be something. I'm saying you're going to get an Italian army behind him right there, just like Franco Harris.
Oh, people,
right? Remember that?
Yeah, people in Clarksburg will love him.
That's it. Give me a pepperoni roll, man.
Sean Martin will get credit for the sack that time. Nico nowhere to escape. As we've got the clock stopped 39 seconds with the gold team up 1 against the blue team. Have we ever had a game-winning field goal to cinch a spring game? That is the question, but it is 3rd and 17 after the sack. Markiel on 3rd and long will send out 4 wide. Guns it over the middle, has his man, and James off his hands and incomplete.
say they're going to go for this one. You know, but they did actually have a field goal to decide a spring game. Neil Brown would love that because, again, it's competition, heat of the moment. What do you do in that heat of the moment, right? Again, put him out there in front of everybody, the fans. He would love that. I think he would enjoy that to come down to that way.
A great test for Casey Legg, guy who's already established. Not as much as a final exam for him as it is a maintenance day, but you got to test everybody that you can out there.
Everything counts.
And it'll make it 4th and 17. They're going to go for it here with 34 seconds to go. Markiel steps up in the pocket. Going to adjust his body and fling one to the far sideline. Looks like they've got it. Flag goes. After the play, it was Prather getting down on his backside to haul it in.
How's that for high school composure? You wonder why he threw 37 touchdowns in high school. You wonder why he set a school record at Hamilton with 2,700 yards, 1,300 yards in the running game. Yeah, this is an exciting young man.
Whirling on the field is an incomplete pass.
Well, it might be incomplete pass, but it doesn't matter because that was great composure.
There is no foul. It'll be first down.
Okay, incomplete pass is the ruling. No fouls. Markiel extends the play. And it did look like that the piece of the body was out of bounds or perhaps stepped out of bounds before the ball came up to him. And yes, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he did, Andrew. You're right. And good call on that one. Good eyes.
Which will warrant a closure to this one. Gold hangs on 22-21 as head coach Neil Brown calls it a wrap, a one-point spring game. Great moments for everybody, all quarterbacks, receivers, secondary. A lot of questions heading into this one, and I think a lot of questions answered, Wolf.
Yeah, absolutely. One question's answered is that Blue's getting the steak and Gold's getting the hot dogs, right? But that was an exciting game. I saw a lot of good things. I really got some good answers. I thought the defense played vanilla, which is good because, you know, they know what they're doing. They're a little more advanced than the offense has been, installing a new offense. But I am excited. Hey, Mountaineer Nation, I am excited about Graham Harrell and his offense. I'm excited this young coach that has shown so much in his really young career is that he's out there and he's not afraid. I mean, we might start calling him the gambler. How many deep balls you see? If he's going to do that, and then he sets everything up like a chess match with the run game, with the screen game, which really are the same, and then you get the short, medium range throws, and then you say, let's go deep, man. I love it. It's perfect.
Final line on the quarterbacks. Goose Crowder, 199 yards, 14 of 24 with a touchdown. Nico Markiel, 98 yards on 10 of 19 passing, and Garrett Green, 132 yards on 5 of 10 tosses as well. And you can't go a West Virginia spring game without country roads, so everybody's standing arm in arm to celebrate this one, and a lot of things worth celebrating. We saw what we saw for this one. I think if the body language from Coach Brown is indicative of everything, he saw what we wanted to see.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think pretty much an overall picture. You got to see what you wanted. You had 3 quarterbacks you really had to test. You didn't know. You saw them in practice, but what are they going to do in a game-like situation? What are they going to do in front of a live crowd and being on TV there? So, again, I think all 3 quarterbacks stepped up, certainly at times, and really exciting. So, again, let's see what happens, man. Hey, you know what? The book's not even fully written yet.
Yeah, to say the least. There's so much that can change up until fall camp begins, but it is a spring, and we do close the chapter on. And in just a couple of moments, Amanda Mazie will have head coach Neil Brown, and that moment coming quicker than we expected. Here we go. Amanda?
All right, thanks a lot, Andrew. All right, Professor Brown, what would you give this grade for this final exam?
Well, I think you got to look at it individually. You know, here's the thing. I thought it was clean football. Very few penalties. I think we only had 1 turnover for the whole game. I thought the quarterbacks managed the game well. Decision-making, we got a little work to do. And I thought the defense answered in the second half because they didn't play as good as they can in the first half, but I thought they did some good things. No major injuries. Everybody got to play.
I know there were a lot of questions coming into this game about the quarterbacks. What did you see out of the three? Will, Garrett, and Nico. I mean, I thought Will did a great job. Garrett with his feet. I mean, it just seemed pretty solid, pretty steady.
Yeah, I thought all three of them were solid. I think Goose had his best day of spring today. I mean, I thought that was the best that he's thrown the football. Garrett, some highs and some lows. He can't have the interception. But I thought he did a really good job maneuvering in the pocket. And I thought Nico, it was good and bad. What you expect out of a high school senior. I thought he ran the ball and he was effective. I thought he was effective in his short throws. We got to get more accurate on his deep ones.
All right, one more question. You said that this game allows you to look at some backups who could become starters. Did you see some guys that really stood out that, hey, this guy might be a starter in the fall?
Well, I don't know about starters, but I think it's about earning playing time, and I think a guy like Torres Simmons did some good things today. I think in the back end, I was pleased that Charles Woods played at a high level. He was a part-time starter last year. He's going to step into a starter role. Aubrey Burks, for sure, played well today. Hershey got banged up a little bit and didn't get his play as much in the second half. I thought Mumu today, our freshman corner, I thought he showed that he might be ready to play. And then on the offensive side, Jaquay Hubbard at right tackle had a nice day. And then I thought that Preston Fox, we talked about him a lot in the first half. I thought he had a nice day.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for joining us for the broadcast and all the access. And there's a lot of work to be done, but I think we're all pretty excited for the fall. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck. All right, Andrew.
Thanks, Amanda, and thanks to Coach Brown for all the insight he was able to give us for today. And our final score, Gold 22, Blue 21. Gold gets the steak, Blue stuck with the hot dogs. So for Dale Wolfley and Amanda Maisie and our entire production crew, including director Eva Buckman and our game producer Chuck Scatterday, I'm Andrew Caridi, and all games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.